My father always told me John 3:16. From West Hills High School, this is going to be Grossmont Hills Girls Varsity Soccer. Hello again, everybody. I'm Greg K. Porter. For GK Sports, we're at the game. West Hills being the home team tonight. I've already played the Cavers, and you got a chance to see them earlier, a couple weeks ago, and now you get a chance to see them play Grossmont. So it's a special treat today in the fact that the same team has played both of the teams on GK Sports' network. Foothillers had a tough one and have had a tough one all week long. They lost to Santana, and they've also lost to Granite Hills. We'll see tonight under cloudy skies again, and kind of unusual temperatures for early part of spring. Quite a bit cooler than it normally would be. But we'll see what happens. Maybe they can turn the table on their scenarios so far in league play. They're going to need to, because they've already lost 2 games in league play. They lost to Valhalla as well. So sit back, grab your popcorn, your snack, whatever it is. It's almost dinner time out here in the West Coast, and get ready to enjoy this one. We'll be back with the starting of the match in just a moment. Let's give you the lineup for both teams. Of course, for the Foothillers, it's Sarah Strandley, 00. Number 3, Isabel Curtin. Number 4 is Bridget Wilson. Number 5, Jennifer Giavingo. Number 6, Tula Payan. Number 7, Maddie Smith. 8 is Taylor Aguilera. 9 is Grace Torriarella. 10 is Larissa Neal. 11, Kayla Cecina. 12, Juliana Baistruri. 13, Carly Kennedy. 14, Cecilia Roses. 15, Montserrat Zamora Herrera. 16, Brie Cooney. 17, Olivia Hunters. 18 is Sarah Funk. 20 is Mia Tillett. 21 is Ashley Austin. 22, Kirsten Funk. 24, Layla Salazar. Head coach is Fernando Ramos, along with Nick Ager and Megan Young. Megan Long, I should say. The head coach, he said he wasn't going to be here tonight. Maybe he is still here. Russ Schubert for West Hills. The Wolfpack, and assistant is Tom Vanderhyde. 0 is Alexa Peterson. 1 is Maddie Morris. 2 is Taylor Spletstoser. 3 is Isabella Schubert. 4 is Madison Shepard. 5 is Sydney Delaney. 6 is Kayla Lawn. 7 is Kennedy Grover. 8 is Katie Vale. 9 is Ryan Keefe. 10 is Alexa Brill. 11 is Isabella Pete. 12 is Dor Fumar. And shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present. We are underway. Foothillers with the soccer ball. Rest of the lineup is Sam James, 13, 14, Brooke Goals, 15, Aaron Walker, 16 is Hannah Bloomfield, 17, Romero, 18 is Julia Baxter, 19 is Brooke Trithart, 20 is Brooklyn Aldis, 22, Gabby Setti, Alexis Elias, 24, 28. 25 is Ilabella Biasana. 33, McKenna Thorsis. 31 or 26 is Emma Solis. Cyann Retzloff is 27. 30 is Emily Biasana, and 29 is Reagan Vanderhyde. Throw in now for the Wolfpack. 1-1 tie last year when these two teams played each other. Foothillers were leading in the first half and gave up a goal in the second half. And referring to the game that was played here. Funk on the soccer ball. Up forward. And it's sent out of play. 0-0 your score, just the first few minutes of the match. Greg K. Porter, happy to be with you for GK Sports. Again, we're at the game. This game could be checked out tomorrow at gksports.org. That's going to be the way it is for the Foothillers all season long. It's called the Raw Feed. And the instant replays and highlights will come along a few weeks later. That's actually the best copy of the match. And that's on GK Sports YouTube channel. This ball is headed out of play. Marking up that time was Carly Kennedy. Cecilia Rosas will go with a goal kick. Upfield, intercepted that time by a Shepherd. Near side. It's going to be a throw-in as it was out by the Wolfpack. Bridget Wilson, all the way upfield. Smith on the move. Smith 1v1 with a keeper. Smith misses it. She had the same thing happen in the last game at Granite Hills. Of course, she was marked a little bit tighter on that particular play than this one. They had some opportunities in that match, just didn't cash in on them. End up losing the match 2-1.
Go. Got it.
West Hills on the move, and it is out of play on the near side. West Hills, ever since we have filmed Grossmont, have given them problems here at home. Foothillers have not beaten them here on the road since we've been filming them. And that's 4 years now. Throw in by Shepherd. They have it outside the area, and there's a whistle. Must have been a foul on the play. So it'll be a free kick for the Foothillers of Grossmont High. Roses will take it. Drive it upfield. Off of Carly Kennedy. Couldn't control it. And now the Wolfpack have it. But then it's taken away. Smith the touch. Drops it back. Looking for the return pass. Has it. All the way upfield. Outside the area now. And dispossessed. Still trying to make a play. Gets it over to Bridget Wilson. It is knocked out by West Hills. So it'll be a throw-in now for the Foothillers. Monster throws it in. Off of Carly Kennedy. Swept over there to Smith. The 6-yard box, but they quickly get it out. But still with the soccer ball now. Curtin fighting for it. Near side. Herrera. Carly Kennedy now. Just inside the area. Kennedy cuts it back now. Blocked. Sent up play, field, I should say. By West Hills. Nicely done that time. Protecting their 18-yard box. So it'll be a throw-in for the far side touchline. Aguilera throws it in. Off the head of Smith. As she couldn't control it. And so it's a turnover. West Hills with a throw-in. Out of their own back. Defensive third. San Diego Cavers playing Coronado today. That's a live stream on GK Sports. Cavers trying to rebound from the loss against La Jolla the other night in a great match. 50-50 ball upfield now. Curtin trying to get to it, does so. Gets it to Aguilera. Aguilera playing forward a lot this year in her senior season. All the way back to Bree Cooney. Herrera. Foothillers want to keep that possession going. They're doing so pretty well. But now, on an overlapping run, West Hills now outside the area. Is there going to be a foul against the Foothillers? There will. So it's going to be a free kick. So when they get the opportunity downfield, they take advantage of it, force the Foothillers into a free kick. On a chilly night out here in Santee. Just here on Monday out, well, I should say in Santee. Of course, we were doing the Santana team. Sam James with a free kick. You've seen the Foothillers a lot over her career. Trying to get a header on the backside, and it goes out of play. Foothillers have a different keeper tonight. Normally it's Natalie Emery, but they have a different one. Did not get an email of who it is, so we don't mention her name. Sorry about that. .50-50 ball. West Hills winning it into space, but then they give it away. Do they get it back? They do, and they send it forward, but then intercepted again. Down the left flank, the Foothillers on the move. Outside the area, trying to regain possession. It's sent out of play quickly by the Wolfpack. Aguilera will chase it down and get it going. For Grossmont. Here's her throw in now. Into the area, Carly Kennedy trying to handle it. Instead, quickly getting it out of danger is Aaron Walker. Good alert play by Aaron Walker into space. Seen a lot of her over the years. Some of these teams today, as it's hit off of the top of frame, and but that was actually not a top of frame. That must have been the goal post. Had one of those deals where it hit the goal post and said I wasn't going to mention it again, but in one of those games a few years back, it didn't work out for the team where it actually did hit the goal post as the ref didn't see it correctly. So I went half there, not all the way there. Foothillers now, again on the attack. It's taken away. Whistle, and it's going to do work against Grossmont. So it'll be a free kick. And the ball's out of play. It'll be a throw in now. Shepard. Bree Cooney. Giovingo Foothillers goes down, 50-50. Cooney in the deep back now. Aguilera. Smith. Her pass is blocked. Bridget Wilson runs onto it. Wilson trying to make a turn. Wilson still stays after it, falls down, loses her balance, and it's sent out of play. She lost her balance. She lost that advantage to try to keep that play going. And so Madison Shepard just took advantage of it. Herrera throws it in. Gets it into Payan. Back upfield, it's out of play, knocked out by the Wolfpack. Still 0-0, about 14 minutes in so far. These two teams have played tight matches here against each other in the multi-blue turf. And last year, unfortunately, one of the players for the Wolfpack got a concussion-related injury and wasn't able to continue. And the paramedics and the fire department had to show up. And she's still on the team, and she's okay. Aguilera sends it down the left flank. Smith, her work rate has been phenomenal for the Foothillers this season. She's trying to do everything she can to make something happen. Doesn't always result in putting anything into the back of the net or getting a good shot, but at least she's showing that idea that she wants to try to make something happen offensively. Trying to be an example to her teammates. For a team that has only won one game so far this season. Payan intercepted. Giovingo now. Giovingo still on the soccer ball. Jennifer on into the near side. Bridget Wilson on a service. The header and a save. Giovingo getting a nice header that time. Just didn't get enough on it or away from the keeper. Cooney. Taylor. Heavy touch. West Hills, they have possession now. And they got a runner. They got a runner, and that runner is very quick. Cutting it inside now. Again, twice. And getting back. Roses. And goes out of play, but Roses victimized in the last game at Granite Hills. This time able to make the play. Cyann Retzloff is the attacker on that play. And then they put it into the back of the net, I believe. Is it going to count? Yes, it is. Didn't quite see who put it in the back of the net. You did. Nevertheless, it's 1-0, and the Foothillers find themselves behind again in the beginning of the match. They have never given up here, since we've been filming them, more than 3 goals. In their last game, they gave up 2 goals. And they already have given up 1 tonight. They gave up only 1 last year. but that was a different ball club. We'll see what happens tonight. And they get some work to do, down 1-0. And it's sent out of play. Consistency has been an issue at times for the Foothillers. Amongst maybe some other things, but consistency is one that kind of has shown up quite a bit. And other teams are taking advantage of that. Roses retreating back to get the soccer ball. Probably another thing is the team speed. Not quite the same. Obviously, Matty Mayo not on the team this year. Sent one in the area, intercepted. Giovingo. Bridget Wilson. Carly Kennedy. So back to Giovingo. Senior switches the point of attack. Bree Cooney was dispossessed. And maybe the fact that a lot of these players have played a lot of soccer over their career might be starting to show its ugly head as well. Injuries, obviously, Sarah Lopez not being a part of the scenario this year. But some of the other players are not quite the same as they were a couple of years ago. The other side of the field, and it's sent out of play. .50-50 ball upfield. West Hills almost had a breakaway situation. Here come the Foothillers. Pion trying to get over and control it. And it's going to be a free kick as it's going to work against Grossmont. Down 1-0 in the first half. And that ball goes out of play. Just inside 19 minutes and a half left to play in the first half. You go to gksports.org. That's all our social media pages. Instagram, which has been doing fabulous lately. Josh Pangan, his interviews. Facebook, Twitter. It's all there. Top of the page, gksports.org. Throw in by Herrera. And a whistle. Then a substitution As it looks like coming out is Bridget Wilson. Salazar is into the match. Herrera throws it in. Kennedy in the corner. Tried to thread the needle, but was blocked away. Sam James came over and made the play. But it's going to result in a corner kick from the near side corner flag. Giovingo will take it. Bending ball. And it goes past the near post. Harmlessly. It'll be a goal kick for West Hills. About 17 minutes left to play in the first half. Home team still enjoying the 1-0 lead. Cooney. Isabel Curtin got a touch. Near side. Herrera. Giovingo. Still on it. Giovingo now. Still on it into the box. Let's see what the call is. Is it against Giovingo or is it against the West Hills player? It's going to be against the West Hills player. It'll be a free kick. So right outside the 18 for the Foothillers. The wall is being set up, of course, by West Hills. Roses looks like she's going to take it. Roses is a senior, and no, she's not. It's going to be Giovingo. Giovingo now on a bending ball, trying to get somebody to control it. That didn't happen. So back upfield. Wolfpack have it. Bree Cooney trying to run with the attacker. He does so. And wins the soccer ball, but then gives it away to the outlet. West Hills, as they still want to maintain possession, and they do. Splestoser on it now. Intercepted by Bree Cooney. And out of play. 1-0, West Hills leads Grossmont in this Grossmont Hills League affair. We're here on the campus of West Hills High School. In this pandemic delayed season in the springtime, rather than no later than March in a regular season. Not this year. Ball past the goal line, and it is a goal kick. Substitutions on the far side of the pitch for the Foothillers. Aguilera is back into the match. She gets a breather. Intercepted. Aguilera now runs onto it, sends it up to Bridget Wilson. Wilson tries to send it wide to Madison Smith. She didn't get it. However, Bree Cooney runs onto it. And now Bridget Wilson with speed takes a shot and a save.
You call it right?
All the way upfield. 50-50 ball, and it is out of play. Press box not open today over here at West Hills, so you may hear a lot of noise. And that is because we are, and it's steel stands over here as opposed to concrete. Part of it is the pandemic has created the scenario. Schools are not 100% yet. Resources are not the same. Hopefully in the fall it'll be a lot closer towards that. Situations will be a lot different. But it'll be up to American public to decide that one, whether or not they want to get vaccinated or not. The throw in, and it is out of play, and it's going to be a throw in now. Madison Smith, West Hills, the whistle. It's been a incorrect throw in, and so now it's going to be, or no, there was a foul in his space. So a free kick coming up for Grossmont. All the way down the field, intercepted. Carly Kennedy taps it over to Bridget Wilson on the run. Wilson now outside the area, and it is sent out of play by Bridget Wilson. Good defensive play that time. Forcing Bridget Wilson to send it out of play. Madison Shepard did, as you see there. Coming on 10.5 left to play in the first half. On a chilly night out here in Santee. It's not even evening time officially yet. Late afternoon. On the blue turf. Shades of blue. Very similar to Boise State. Herrera throws it in. Looking for somebody who's going to break free. That's Carly Kennedy. Kennedy still trying to stay with it. And it's going to work against Kennedy. It's a free kick. Shepard is lining it up. Don't know if she'll take it. No, instead it's going to be Sam James. So Sam James takes it, gets it into the central. West Hills could try to do some damage. They're still on the soccer ball, and then wrestled off it at the last moment there. Headed by Carly Kennedy forward. Bridget Wilson not able to run onto it. Nifty little play. Just couldn't quite connect though. Here's Sam James. James heads it forward. Not able to get her teammate run onto it that time. That was Alexis Leah. Leah and Pete gave the Cabers some problems when they played them. Of course, West Hills won that match. But you can see all of that on our GK Sports YouTube channel. Take a look at all of it. Past seasons as well. It's all there for you. Maybe you know somebody who used to play for the teams that we have filmed, Grossmont Hills League. You can take a look at their action in high school. Or maybe if you played on one of the teams, take a look back on the action yourself. In fact, one of the players in the past from West Hills is over at UC Irvine, and she subscribes. Best to her in the fall. Her league did not have a season this season. Actually went up there and saw her team play a couple of times over the last few years. One time against USC, and an early ball, and making a save. Across the field. Bree Cooney. Carly Kennedy. Sends it forward. Giovingo. Bridget Wilson. Carly Kennedy. Bree Cooney. Send it back to Curtin. Curtin sends it into the area as a shot, and it's saved. Struck very, very well by the keeper. Leah trying to get to it. The near side, and that ball is out of play. It's going to be a throw-in now by Shepard for West Hills. Getting closer and closer to halftime. The Foothillers down by 1 goal. Right now, West Hills trying to add more to it. Clock stops here at 2 minutes. It's at 5:18 right now. Going to turn out to be a corner kick. So corner kick coming up. Vanderhyde in the box, and the Foothillers are able to win it and send it upfield. Carly Kennedy able to get it to a teammate, and an early ball. Giovingo, but offside. So it'll be a goal kick now for West Hills. I should say a free kick. I don't know why I said goal kick, but free kick. Didn't go past the goal line, so it's not going to be a goal kick. Going to be a throw-in now for West Hill. Retzloff comes back into the match. sent out of play. It's going to be a throw-in again for West Hills. Inside 3.5 left to go in the first half. 1-0 West Hills. Looks like they are going to have the lead at the end of the first half, as opposed to what happened last season in the first half. Unless the Foothillers can do something in this last few minutes and get an equalizer. Smith with speed. Smith now going to work with Giovingo. First time working with each other this year. A shot, and it's not a difficult one. And therein lies a little bit of what I was talking about earlier with the Foothillers and some of the players. It's easy to see. It changes the dynamic of what they can do. West Hills would not have any problem beating the Foothillers again in a regular season match if they could. Last time these two teams played each other was in the playoffs. And the Foothillers are able to win that match. But again, every season is different. Injuries play a part in the equation in athletics, always. Bree Cooney, actually, it's not Bree Cooney throwing it in. One of their newer players. Torriarella throwing it in. Upfield. Foothillers now. Trying to make a move in the attacking third. They get it to Bree Cooney. Jennifer Giovingo now into the area. Falls down and loses control of it. Inside 2 minutes. .50-50 ball, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Foothillers. Herrera throws it in. Herrera right outside the area. Tries to cut it away from the defender. Defender touched it out. After the throw-in now, Bree Cooney up into the air now. It's going to be a tough play. It's batted away, though. West Hills to avert it going into the back of the net by another player. Upfield, Foothillers still trying to work with it. And it is out of play on the far side touchline. Very little time left in the first half. The Wolfpack trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead. And that is the end of the first half. And so it is 1-0 on this chilly evening out here in Santee. West Hills leading the Grossmont Foothillers. And if you're a West Hills fan, or you want to see what the Foothillers did wrong, not successful in the first half, check out the highlights, which will begin right now. All the way upfield. Smith on the move. Smith 1v1 with a keeper. Smith misses it. Seen the Foothillers a lot over her career. Trying to get a header on the backside, and it goes out of play. And then they put it into the back of the net, I believe. Is it going to count? Yes, it is. Didn't quite see who put it in the back of the net. You did. Nevertheless, it's 1-0, and the Foothillers find themselves behind again in the beginning of the match. Bending ball. And now Bridget Wilson with speed takes a shot and a save. Team play a couple of times over the last few years. One time against USC, and an early ball, and Smith with speed. Smith now gonna work with Giovingo. First time working with each other this year. A shot, and it's not a difficult one. And pitched it out after the throw-in now. Bree Cooney up into the air now. It's going to be a tough play. It's batted away, though. West Hills to averted going into the back of the net by another player. Second half action underway. Foothillers going from right to left, and left to right is West Hills. One 1-0. West Hills leads on the goal in the first half. Didn't quite see who it was, but nevertheless, if you watch the second copy, you'll have the name of that player on the second copy. It'll be identified in instant replay form. Kirsten Funk did not play much in the first half, if at all, and she is playing now in the second half. Carly Kennedy sending it forward, looking for Giovingo. Not able to get to it. It was way too far in front of her. So Isabel Curtin will throw it in. Foothillers have some work to do here in the second half, but it is doable since they have a lot of time. 37.5 minutes left to play in the match. Carly Kennedy, and it is knocked away at the last moment. So it'll be a corner kick now for the Foothillers. Sun trying to peek through the clouds over here in Santee. Basically been a week of a lot of cloud cover. Of course, in America's finest city county, San Diego, you get a lot of that in June. They call it the June gloom out here. But it's not as chilly as it is now. On that header try, not successful. So the Foothillers giving up another try in the box. And they've been pretty good over the years with their set pieces. Still trying to figure it out this season. Payan. And it is sent out of play. So it'll be a goal kick. Check us out at gksports.org. You can see this game the next day. Any of the Grossmont Foothiller games the next day on gksports.org. Of course, we want you to subscribe to us at GK Sports on the YouTube channel, and that allows you to also see the San Diego Cabers live streams this year, and that's their varsity and their junior varsity. The junior varsity games only at home, but the varsity games away and home. And for the first time, it is away. And you saw the La Jolla game at Edwards Stadium over there. Good game the other night. And we'll be doing other sports moving forward. Got requests for lacrosse. And surely some of the other sports, we've already done basketball before, will come into play. Here's a throw-in for the Foothillers on the far side touchline. Isabella Curtin going to throw it in. New player on the team this year. Giovingo not able to handle it. And so it's going to be a throw-in now for West Hills, the Wolfpack. Playing at their home field. Enjoying the 1-0 lead. It was reversed last season when they played each other. But then West Hills was able to get the equalizer and continue their undefeated streak at home against Grossmont. Can they do it again tonight? There's a ball to Giovingo. Or will the Foothillers be able to get an equalizer? Or more. Carly Kennedy now on the soccer ball. Carly Kennedy gets it out to Bridget Wilson, takes a shot. Bridget Wilson's already scored on this season. Trying to do it again now, the pass. And it goes towards the back line. And it goes upfield. Is it out of play? It must be out of play. And so West Hills averting another opportunity by the Foothillers. They've had some quality chances in this match, but not able to convert on them. Remember seeing the women's national team do that in the World Cup some years back against Japan. Had a lot of opportunities in the first half. Game ended up going into overtime, and that's when the national team lost. One of their few losses over the last number of years.
Go, run, go!
Of course, they're the two-time World Cup champions. Back-to-back. Talking about the women's national team. Trying to see what they can do in the Olympics. Ball sent in the central. Now it's danger, and it's offsides that time. So it'll be a free kick for the Foothillers. Roses sends it upfield. A block of Bridget Wilson's attempted pass. Reed Cooney plays it to the outside to Curtin. Giovingo. Intercepted. Roses runs onto it. Roses plays it forward now to Giovingo. Giovingo's got a runner now and into the box, but not able to get a strike on it. It was Cecina. Not a bad little play that time going on for Grossmont. If you're the Wolfpack, you got to be careful. Can't have plays like that. You want to hold on to the lead. But the Foothillers not been able to cash in on opportunities in this match. So at the other thought of it, if they can't cash in on opportunities, you don't really have to worry about it too much. So when they start capitalizing on opportunities, that's when the concern comes into play for the coaching staff. And the players, obviously. Upfield, they still have the 1-0 lead. Little bit of a cushion, the Wolfpack. Just at about 30 minutes left to play in the match. Gabby setting now. Setting lets it go, and it's intercepted upfield. This is Smith now on the move. Sends it forward, but the ball must have been over the line already. It's going to be a throw-in now for West Hills. That's Keefe trying to make a play, but dispossessed upfield, but they still have it. Spletstoser's pass was intercepted. Jennifer Giovingo with time. Madison Smith drops it off to Bree Cooney. This team still trying to gel with each other. The play's out on the field, touched over to Salazar, and Salazar sends it out of play. Not able to link up with Bridget Wilson that time. Bridget had a little space away from defenders. So West Hills will throw it in out of their own defensive third. Didn't get a chance to check the Caber game, but they're over there on the island of Coronado. The live stream. Towards midfield, a dispossessed, and it back with speed now, and a shot and a save. Leah trying to put one into the back of the net. It's marked pretty heavily, but still got a shot off nevertheless. Retzloff, far side. Bree Cooney. Jennifer Giovingo shakes off a defender now and goes forward. Carly Kennedy in the corner now. And it's going to be a goal kick. It's off the cleat of Carly Kennedy.
Great job, Maddie!
Setting it up there is Sam James. And her team enjoying still the 1-0 lead here in the second half. Madison Smith on the intercept, but can't go forward as it was intercepted again. The Black have this soccer ball, and they're going to put pressure on that back line. And Rosas is again victimized. Rosas to pass into the central, and it's knocked away at the last minute. Just could not get it to go. And it is still 1-0, and if Foothillers giving up big-time chances now to try to go more than 1-0. For the West Hills Wolfpack. Playing at home, and the sun is starting to shine now between the clouds. Monser throws it in. Giovingo to Bree Cooney. Cooney back to Giovingo. Cooney sweeps it over to Monser. Herrera's pass was blocked. Goes out of play, but she'll be able to throw it in again. Monser, the senior, gets it to the senior, Carly Kennedy, and then the other senior, Giovingo. Over to Bree Cooney now. Cooney the junior. To Carly Kennedy, the senior. Pass or attempted pass or shot is blocked. Gets it back again. Plays it over to Bridget Wilson, the sophomore. Across the field now. West Hills, they get possession. And upfield quickly. Leah again now, showing her speed. A few years ago, the Foothillers had to deal with a player with a lot of speed. Right here at this field. Didn't work too well for them in that match. And they're seeing they're having to deal with it again. With this edition of this team. It's going to be a throw-in right near the corner flag. Aaron Walker with a throw-in in a box. And let's see what the call is. And it's going to work against West Hills.
How can a white team kick like that and you call against us?
Free kick now for Grossmont.
Watch the game.
Just inside 24 minutes left to play in the match. West Hills still enjoying the lead at home. Foothillers have had chance, not able to cash them in. And so have West Hills to add more to this score. In the central now, here's a shot, and it's partially blocked. And the keeper ranges over to get it.
She got kicked in the face by the other team. Come on.
Goal kick now. Substitutions made by both teams. And here comes the goal kick. Upfield. A touch. The near side.
There you go. Let's go.
Leah.
Let's go.
Onto it.
Let's go.
Leah onto it again. Cuts it towards the inside. Off of Bricone. Gets the rebound and sends it at the keeper, but not strong enough. So it'll be a goal kick again for the Foothillers. Carly Kennedy comes out of the match. Into the match now is Mia Tillett.
There it is. Go, Ryan, go.
On an early ball on the near side, and it is knocked out of play. Torriella on that defensive play.
Find a way. Let's go. Find a way.
So it'll be a throw-in now. Down 21 and a half left to go in the match. Still plenty of time for the Foothillers. But again, still plenty of time as well for West Hills, who have threatened a lot better here in the second half. A lot better than he did in the first. And it's up in the air, can't get that strike, and over the top of frame.
Sorry.
Must have been touched by a Foothiller, and so now it's going to be a corner kick. So the CK, West Hills. Keeper having a hard time getting it, and it again is not into the back of the net. Both teams with opportunities, quality opportunities to put it in the back of the net. Not able to cash in for more. In the case of West Hills, only the Foothillers have not able to cash in at all to get anything on the board. And a new keeper for the Foothillers has played quite well. Considering this is the first time that we have seen her play for Grossmont. Might have been on the JV team last year. Don't know. The Foothillers have had 10 new players this year. So I'm not sure about that. Far side. And off of a bounce, it goes out of play. Goal kick. Foothillers upfield. Throwing now for Grossmont. 50-50 ball. And it's out of play. Bridget Wilson will throw it in. It was touched down by West Hills. And it's out of play off of the Foothillers, so it's going to be another goal kick for West Hills. Coming on 18.5 left to play in the match. Out here, Santee, West Hills High School. Grossmont Hills League Affair, Foothillers. If they lose this match, their chances of winning league are pretty much dashed because they will have 3 losses within league. So their chances of getting into the playoffs are going away as well. Well, they really need to get some points out of this match, unless they just catch fire the rest of the season and run the table. Possible to happen, but not likely. But that's what would have to happen if they're thinking about getting in the playoffs, because they would not be helped by their non-league schedule. Because they had a tie on their non-league schedule, and that is as good as they've gotten it. And that is not a Division I team with that tie. Correction, that was Point Loma, so it was a Division I team, but that will help them. And then they lost to Scripps Ranch. And of course the Santana, which is definitely not a Division I team. Although they're having a great season. Leah on the soccer ball, and it is sent out at the last moment by Giavigo, or rather Aguilera. .50-50 ball, trying to get it. Bridget Wilson gets it and sends it upfield, looking for Giavingo, and not able to get to the soccer ball. Too much pace on a soccer ball that time. And that ball was touched out by West Hills, so it's a corner kick. Foothillers with the CK, and it's a good one and a save. I believe that was Torriella trying to, no, that was Pion trying to get the header. Nearly came up with it. Again, something they've been very good over the years since we've been filming them. Damaging with set pieces. Pion trying to continue on to get to the soccer ball. It's sent out of play. Lots of seniors playing in this match tonight for the Foothillers. Do not know if that was by design or, of course, there's a big tournament over in Vegas that teams have gone to. Parents obviously committing to that. Do not know if that was the case as well. And the ball is out of play. Torriella throws it in and sends it towards the 18, and trying to chase it down and get it was Giovingo. She did not. Upfield, Torriella gets it over to Smith. Nice pass to Bree Cooney for a shot and a save. 50-50 ball. Smith trying to get it, could not. Stanley's into the match for the first time. And Sarah, and I mentioned in the last match that the only other Sarah was Sarah Lopez, the injured one, but that is not correct, obviously. Sarah Funk on the team this year. So you have 3 Sarahs now. Free kick for Jennifer Giovingo. Had a real nice high school career. Just an impactful player last year. Tough time getting it going this year. Cecilia Rosas with this free kick. Rosas drives it hard. Trying to get somebody to put it in the back of the net. It is knocked out wide and out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for West Hills as it was knocked out by the Foothillers. Substitution's going to occur for both teams, as Retzloff is coming into the pitch, onto the pitch. And for the Foothillers, Curtin is into the match, and also Larissa Neal is into the match. And it is sent out of play. The Foothillers will have a throw-in. Time running down on the Foothillers. 11 minutes left to play. The boys soccer will be right after this, the same sort of scenario in that last game with Granite Hills. Boys soccer right after the match. Because of the fact that the pandemic, all these sports using the fields together. Of course, boys and girls soccer play at the same time, but had lacrosse and football and just all going on at the same time. Athletic directors have just had a season they never thought would ever happen. Up in the air and a save, and a good one, and a good shot. Again, the Foothillers not able to cash in on chances, and they're running out of time. 1-0, West Hills, they lead. It was just about this time last season, over a year or so ago, when West Hills right here was able to get the equalizer and keep the Foothillers from beating them. Can the Foothillers do the same thing back this time around? Stanley throws it in. Bridget Wilson can't control it, and it'll be a goal kick. Every time it goes out, works against Grossmont, and it works for the team ahead, the Wolfpack. Trying to get a measure of satisfaction like Valhalla's already gotten in Granite Hills from what happened over a year ago. Last time these teams played each other. Of course, Valhalla in that close game at their place, losing it in the last few minutes to the Foothillers. And then, of course, with Granite Hills in a CIF Division I championship, avenging that loss. And of course, in the playoffs between, as I mentioned in the first half, between this West Hills team and the Foothillers. Can it happen 3 times in the same league play? We'll see what happens here in the next 8 minutes or so. Of course, it's a different scenario when they play each other the second time, because it's not fresh in the minds of these seniors that were juniors last season for those 3 schools. And wanting to get success in their senior season. I'm seeing a lot of nice senior tributes across the country on YouTube. Various high schools across the country, another save. To these players who've had to go through so much. These seniors, not knowing if there's, especially out here in California, whether there was going to be a season at all. And as I mentioned before, school's still not 100% participation as far as being in person. And who knows if it'll be that way in September when it gets started. But at least out here in California, these seniors got an opportunity to play and made a season out of the last couple of months of this school year. And that means a lot. And some of them were able to get their scholarships. Blocked off of Giabingo. Six minutes left to play here in Santee at West Hills High. The Foothillers down 1-0 to West Hills. West Hills has already beaten one GK sports team, and that's the Cabers. Trying to do it again and go 2-0 in teams on GK Sports. I don't think that's happened before. It'll be the first time they'll get the distinction. so far. Well, they won't play the Cavers again, but they will play the Foothillers again one more time over at Jack Mashin Stadium, which the Foothillers usually have most of their success. One key playoff matchups over at Jack Mashin Stadium. Here's Aguilera, and then Bridget Wilson. Wilson falls down. They play on over to Wilson now. And it goes out of play. Four and a half left to go in this one. On a chilly night, out on a Friday night in San Diego County. Substitutions have been made. The Foothillers with a corner kick. Giovingo. Foothillers have had their opportunities. And will they be able to cash in? Up in the air. And another save in the area. First time ever seeing this many opportunities of set pieces where the Foothillers have not cashed in the 4 years. And we've been filming them. And will it continue? They don't have much time to work with whether it's going to continue. They've been playing a lot of time in a defensive half, and they can't afford to give up a goal here. They're down 1-0.
Let's go, girl!
They haven't cashed in on their opportunities. And if they give up a goal now, they're not going to win this game or even get a draw out of it. Stanley now drives it forward. They've been close games in the Grossmont Hills League, but the Foothillers just not able to get over their situations in these games. And it might end their playoff run. As I mentioned many minutes ago, they're going to have to really catch fire the rest of the way to get into the playoffs.
That's right. Just keep walking back and forth.
Upfield now. West Hills down to the 2-minute scenario, where the clock will go off normally in most stadiums at the 2-minute mark. It stays on here. But the center ref has the official time on the pitch. Going to be a throw-in now on the near side. The team in black down the right flank, and it is out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Foothillers. Aguilera now will throw it in. Taylor, the senior, upfield off a 50-50 ball. Not able to get it was Torriuela. And now it's in the area, shot blocked at the last moment. I believe Rosas blocked that shot. Upfield for the Foothillers now. Trying to get to it is Giovingo, and nearly blocked that one. Did not intercept it, as the keeper was able to get it away from her. Foothillers will throw it in. About a minute and a half, as it says on this clock. But again, like I said, the center ref has the official time over to Bree Cooney. Cooney has Stanley to the wide side. It's taken away. Sent upfield. Every time it goes upfield, it makes the chance harder for the Foothillers. And the Wolfpack will oblige on that. Intercepted. Looking for Leah again. Aguilera gets to it first, sends it out of play, but that works for West Hills. As that double whistle is going to be blown here real soon. 1-0. West Hills leads the Foothillers. Aaron Walker will take all the necessary time to eat up the clock, the final moments of the clock. They've been out-touched in this game, but they've had opportunities to add more. They haven't had to worry about it because the Foothillers have not cashed in on their opportunities. And they're going to get the coveted Grossmont Hills League victory. 1-0 over the Foothillers of Grossmont. And it's a week that the Foothillers have not had in a long time, where they lost 3 consecutive games. 2 of them in league play and 1 a non-league affair. But they've all been on the road, and maybe the home cooking will help them make a fierce run, and they're going to need it to get into the playoffs. Don't forget us on YouTube at GK Sports. All you got to do is just subscribe to us. We got almost 900 subscribers. You could be another one of them. You can see all that we're doing in all the different sports. Of course, at gksports.org. And that is where you're going to see this game tomorrow, the next day, or any of the Grossmont Foothiller games. They will be on the next day as a raw feed. And, of course, turn into the highlights and instant replays later on down the line, which is always fun to see. I'm Greg K. Porter saying take care of yourself. God bless. And we will say so long from West Hills High School. Final score, West Hills 1, Grossmont Foothillers 0. In all the way upfield. Smith on the move. Smith 1v1 with a keeper. Smith misses it. Seen the Foothillers a lot over her career. Trying to get a header on the backside, and it goes out of play. Attacker on that play. And then they put it into the back of the net, I believe. Is it going to count? Yes, it is. Didn't quite see who put it in the back of the net. You did. Nevertheless, it's 1-0, and the Foothillers find themselves behind again in the beginning of the match. Bending ball. And now Bridget Wilson with speed takes a shot and a save. Team play a couple of times over the last few years. One time against USC, and an early ball, and making Smith with speed. Smith now gonna work with Giovingo. First time working with each other this year. A shot, and it's not a difficult one. Pitched it out after the throw-in now. Bree Cooney up into the air now. It's going to be a tough play. It's batted away, though. West Hills to avert it going into the back of the net by another player playing the match. Carly Kennedy, and it is knocked away at the last moment. A lot of that in June. They call it the June gloom out here. Or more. Carly Kennedy now on the soccer ball. Carly Kennedy gets it out to Bridget Wilson, takes a shot. Bridget Wilson's already scored on this season, trying to do it again now. The pass, and it goes towards the back line. The live stream. Towards midfield, a dispossessed, and it back with speed now, and a shot and a save. soccer ball, and they're going to put pressure on that back line. And Rosas is again victimized. Rosas to pass into the central, and it's knocked away at the last minute. Keeper having a hard time getting it, and it again is not into the back of the net. Fielders have not able to cash in at all to get anything on the board. And a new keeper for the Foothillers with the CK, and it's a good one and a save. I believe that was Torriella trying to, no, that was Pion trying to get the header. Had a season they never thought would ever happen. Up in the air and a save, and a good one, and a good shot. Again, the Foothillers not able to cash in on chances. Substitutions have been made. The Foothillers with a corner kick. Giovingo. Foothillers have had their opportunities. And will they be able to cash in? Up in the air. And another save in the area.
Your Reedies this morning?